I'd been quite badly bullied. They were kind of living rent-free in my head. So I joined Cadets in the summer of 2018. I was just about to start my GCSEs, and I'd been quite badly bullied beforehand. I was feeling kind of down when I was at home. They were kind of living rent-free in my head, and I needed some discipline and some confidence in my life. So my dad found out about the Cadets, and when he approached me about the idea of going, I didn't want to go. It was completely outside of my comfort zone. I said to my dad once, because I played Hamlet at the Montgomery Theatre. I said, "Oh Dad, I think I want to become an actor." He said, no son, it's pronounced doctor. So the fan dance is a load-bearing march twice traversing Pen y Fan in Wales. People doing the fan dance carry 35 pounds of kit on their back, and it forms an integral part of Special Forces selection, testing recruits' mental and physical strength. I was the youngest person to complete the fan dance. I was 15 at the time.
So what was the hardest part of the whole march?
Well, the hardest part for me was when I was kind of on my own. I was left with my own mind. And at times when you are on your own, your inner voice can kind of chip away at you, and you start to think about quitting and you lose motivation. But telling that inner voice to shut up, staying motivated and staying focused really helped me to kind of get through that. A portion of our training was also conducted during Ramadan, which was quite tough. We were not taking in water and not eating. It wasn't just the food aspect that influenced us, it was the mental aspect. A big part of Ramadan is not lashing out, not getting angry, staying composed and staying focused, and that's something that we kind of kept our mind on whilst prepping for the fan dance.
And did you ever kind of feel like you wanted to give up or that you couldn't do it?
I had to remember why I was doing it. People all over the country and all over the world had donated over £6,600 for me to finish that event. So I didn't want to let them down, and I had to keep on going.
I mean, you must be just so proud of him.
Immensely proud of him. Not only because of the physical resilience that he demonstrated in doing the fan dance and all the training beforehand, training whilst fasting. I was at the finishing line and I was getting reports coming in from the various checkpoints as to where he was, and I'd heard that he'd had a difficult time. Probably one of the best things was one of the directing staff, who were all sort of ex-Special Forces, came over to me and said, "Your son grew on that mountain today."
Do you ever kind of worry going into the army that there'll be racism and worry about how to deal with it?
The military is just like any other aspect of life. You will get racism within it, but I think you have to learn to deal with it and not focus on it, not let it deter you.
I naively thought at one time I would never have to speak to my kids about racism and bigotry in society, because the way I saw society moving was forward and progressive. I think the truth of the matter is it will always be there. It's about how we deal with it, that you have to acknowledge these things happen in society, but you can't allow them to dictate your life. And I think Britain has a problem in that for a country that's obsessed with its history, it won't teach that history in a fulsome way. We've seen statues being pulled down, which I don't necessarily agree with. What I would prefer to happen is for statues to stay there, but for the history surrounding those statues to be taught properly and fully.